I'm doing it. We're finally doing it. What is up, guys? Welcome back to my channel and welcome back to my videos. If you haven't been watching my videos lately, I recently got my two fenders, my 4 doors, and my hood ready for primer. Now if you guys want to watch any of that, those were the last 3 videos that I uploaded, so go ahead and check those out. But in today's video, we are finally gonna be primering all of those panels. Now the reason why I'm a little excited is because I'm finally gonna see all of these pieces in one color, and I haven't seen that in the longest. So by the end of today's video, we're gonna be a step closer to having this car back up on the roads. But first things first, let me tell you guys my plan of attack. Now it's currently Sunday, May 1, and it is 10:23 p.m. There's a lot of things in here that I don't want overspray to get into, so what I want to do first is I want to make sure that the garage is ready for me to paint first thing in the morning. Now the first thing that has to go is gonna be the old toolbox. Now all of these things I'm gonna just leave in my patio, but they're gonna be covered with this all-purpose covering. It is a 10 by 25 footer, so it should be more than enough to help me cover up everything that I want to cover. The reason why I'm covering it up is because there's a chance of rain, and I don't want to have to worry about any of these things getting wet if I can just go ahead and cover them up. So I want to take this tool cart outside, and I also want to take that pressure washer outside. Now it's a little sketchy because it is late at night and I don't want to make a lot of noise. So I'm just gonna try and do this as quick as I can. I'm gonna start lining up all of these things right here. So I went ahead and put the tool cart, the tool drawers, and the pressure washer out here. I even went ahead and covered it. Now that we got those things out of the way, I can finally show you guys something that I picked up and something that I'm really excited to use, and it's gonna be this Harbor Freight fan. I literally bought this today, and the reason why I bought this is because when I was spraying primer, base coat, and clear coat on some of these panels, again, some of these panels are repainted because I didn't like how they ended up looking the first time. So, and one of the things that I noticed, if you don't have any kind of air circulation going around the shop, all of the overspray just ends up drying right inside the panel. I am gonna have to set it up and build it. I want to move this bar as close as I can to the garage door, and again, I want to put it right here so that all the wind, so that the wind can be blowing that way. So I want to take these panels off. I want to set them on the side here. So I'm just gonna put the e-brake down, let her roll a little, and then it should give us plenty of space for us to start setting up the fan here. So let's move this baby. Like I said earlier in the video, I did buy this at Harbor Freight. Hey, I'm gonna have a link down below for anybody that wants to pick this up. 2 things. I'm excited because I'm gonna go ahead and build something. 2, not only am I gonna be able to control the airflow in the garage, summer's just around the corner and the garage gets really hot. And now that we got this fan, it's gonna help us stay cool throughout those heat waves. So bring it on, summer. With the power editing, I can go ahead and do this. I went ahead and turned it on as well. Let me just show you guys the different settings. So first things, you turn it on. Try using the plastic to try and get an idea of how fast each setting is. But this is setting 1, setting 2. Yeah, this is setting 3. But overall, this is a really nice fan. It affects it all the way in the front, so that's all I need it for. I needed just to be able to circulate the air in here. Really happy it's running. That way we don't have to go back and return it. But speaking of running, since I was gonna move the Subi, I decided to try and turn it on, and the battery was dead. I went ahead and charged it, but when I removed the battery, the terminal broke off. So what this does is it connects all of the wiring from the car to the battery and it gives it power, but right now the thing that connects to the battery broke off, so we're gonna have to replace that in order for the car to turn on. Luckily, we do have the exact same part right here with us today. I ended up finding this one at Walmart. I'm gonna put this right now, that way I don't have to do it tomorrow morning. I'm not gonna connect the battery just yet. I'm just gonna install the terminal. that the battery terminal is on there, I can go ahead and start covering up the things that are gonna stay in the garage. And that is gonna be the tractor and tool cabinet. Now I'm gonna use the exact same material that I used to cover up the tools outside. So I'm gonna end up moving these doors back over here, probably gonna leave them there overnight, and then we can have more space to actually cover these things up nice and well. Once we do that, I'm probably gonna call it a night, and then I'll see you guys in the morning. It's honestly getting a little late, but we ended up covering up this whole section here. I'm really happy that we had just enough to cover up both of these with one bag. I honestly wasn't planning to do that, but it ended up working out just fine. There's a little spot right here that's sticking out, but there's one thing left that I can do. I want to go ahead and get my gun ready, my mixing cups ready, and overall my paint station ready. I already went ahead and put some of this cardboard paper right under it because I don't want to stain the bottom of this. So I'm just gonna get this set up really quick and then I'll give you guys an update. Alright, I went ahead and set up everything that I'm gonna use tomorrow morning. It is currently 2:38 a.m. There's two things I'm missing and I'm running to the store first thing in the morning to get them, and it's gonna be paint filters and thinner so that I can clean the gun once I'm done. But this is crazy. Tomorrow I'm finally gonna spray primer, so I'm gonna go get some sleep and I'll see you guys tomorrow morning. I love me my Dunkin' Donuts vanilla iced coffee. It is now the next day. I already went ahead and also picked up all of the stuff that I needed. All I needed was some thinner and some paint filters. They're called strainers, but it's just so that you can trap all the debris and dirt. I also went ahead and installed the battery. And now that it's nice and sunny, we can go ahead and move this bad boy. That was fun. Now that we got the Subi outside, I want to go ahead and start setting up the tarp tent. And go ahead and do this. Now that we got the tarp set on, I can start arranging where all of the doors are going to sit. I'm going to do the doors first, and then I'm going to go ahead and do the fenders and hood. We also went ahead and lined up the fan right in the middle so that we can try and get as much air out as possible. Can't believe I'm ready to spray primer. I'm a little nervous, but somebody has to do this. Alright, I just went ahead and masked off the rest of the doors. All I did was stuff the inside with some of that cardboard paper. I went ahead and also taped off the window trim, that way we don't get any overspray inside the actual door. I have my mixing cup right here, and I'm a little nervous because once we mix the paint, all we gotta do is literally spray it on there. So I'm gonna put this bad boy on to make sure that we don't get any paint in my clothes. So let's change into this. Alright, so this is gonna be the fit for today. You guys are gonna be right over there. But this is the primer that I'm gonna be using. I still gotta mix it. But this is gonna be a 4-to-1 ratio mixture. So what that means is it's gonna be 4 parts primer and then 1 part activator. I have my mixing cup right here. But right now you guys are gonna see me mix this and spray it.
I don't really know what comes next. I'm just doing my best, even though I'm so stressed out. Everything just feels like a test that I fail, so depressed when I can't seem to get out. But something deep inside won't let me quit. I swear that I'm inspired by all this shit. Tell me that I can't and I won't. That's what guides me the most. Your lies, I'll do what I want. The gas in the back of the set, never knew she's so bad. Inspired by thirst, I'm inspired by worth. I desire your worst, so you can just hide while I work. I ain't tired, you.
Alright, it has now been 20 minutes since I sprayed the primer. And they are now fully dry to the touch. I went ahead and also sanded some of these doors because they had a little bit of hair stuck to them. For example, right here you'll be able to see where I removed some in that area. And then also in this area, I'm gonna spray one more coat and then I'm gonna see how all the panels look. Just because this primer is really thick, so I don't really think we're gonna need a third coat, but if we do, it won't be a big of a deal. But right now, this is how they are all looking. They honestly look so cool because they're all one color. The primer also laid down nice and flat. I'm gonna go ahead and mix up some more primer and then I'm gonna go ahead and lay it down. Alright, it's been around 20 minutes now. All of the doors are dry to the touch. It's so cool to see all of these panels all in one color. I'm gonna go ahead and stand on the corner so you guys can see how they all actually look one color. Now I still gotta paint the fender and hood, but I'm not gonna do that just yet. I'm just gonna go ahead and finish these doors off first. It's already about to be 10 o'clock at night and I'm not gonna have enough time to spray base coat and clear coat, so first thing tomorrow morning we'll go ahead and spray down some base coat. But let me just show you guys really quick how these panels look. I don't think the camera's gonna do it any justice, but these two right here are the front doors and then those two back there are the rear doors. Once we get these done, we'll go ahead and spray down the hood and fenders. But I just wanna go ahead and clean up this whole section right here. Speaking of cleaning, I also gotta clean and disassemble my paint gun. Now that we're done spraying primer, I'm just gonna go ahead and clean it because we're gonna use this exact same gun to spray base coat and clear coat. So I'll see you guys tomorrow morning. Alright, it is now the next day. All of the panels are fully dry. Now I was planning on wet sanding some of these panels, but I was able to just use 1500 grit to remove any dirt or nibs that were stuck on the primer. Now I'm gonna go over every panel using my tack rag. Again, this is just gonna remove any lint, any little debris that's stuck on the panel. Now I went out and bought a bigger mixing cup, but right now we're gonna use the 2-to-1 ratio, which is this one right here. For primer we were using the 4-to-1 ratio, but for color we're gonna do 2-to-1. I got the color right here. We're using the exact same OEM Royal Rally Blue. Paint code is going to be 02C. And this is going to be the reducer I'm using. I am going to need this thing to go ahead and mix up the paint because it was sitting for a while. But this is exciting. We're about to spray down some base coat. Now the rules of base coat is apply half full coverage and 1 extra coat. So if I spray 2 coats and I see that the panel is fully covered in paint, then I'm going to just go ahead and do it one more time. But if it takes 3 coats to get this whole door fully covered, then I'm gonna attack it one more time and add a 4th coat just to make sure we got a full color coverage. Let's spray some color. Alright, it's been around 20 to 25 minutes since I last sprayed my base coat. This is how the panels look. They are all looking nice and even, and it just has 1 coat right now. We still gotta apply 2 more. So right now, again, this is how all of the panels are looking. They're all nice and covered. This panel over here though, I accidentally leaned against it and I was trying to fix it by applying more color, but I ended up just having a really big buildup. So right here on this little edge there's a darker shade of blue, but it's just gonna have to stay like that. This is one of the back doors, so I'm not that concerned with it. It's all the way in the bottom too, so honestly I'm just gonna let it be. But we should only have 2 more coats and then we can start spraying clear coat. So let's go ahead and spray our 2nd coat. second coat just finished drying. I just want to show you guys really quick how it all looks. Right now the car also has a bunch of these little fish eyes. Honestly, they're not worrying me that much. I'm gonna go ahead and apply a third coat of color right now though, and after that we're gonna be finally ready to spray down some clear coat. Now once we spray the clear coat, I'm probably gonna end the video there because I do gotta go to work, but I'm still trying to get all of these layers of paint in the panel so that tomorrow they can be fully dry and I can just put them away and start working on the fender and hood. You guys are gonna see me paint those next week. Right now, like I said, you guys are gonna see me spray the third and last coat, and then we can move on to clear coat. Alright, now the last coat just finished drying. This is how the last coat ended up looking. It honestly looks so nice and flat. All the panels look exactly the same. But now that I told you guys that, let's go ahead and spray some clear coat. Now, I got everything set up over here already. I even went ahead and cleaned out my gun. Now, I don't clean my gun in between coats, but I do clean it when I switch different kinds of paint. But right now, this is gonna be the clear coat and the activator that I'm gonna be using. The clear coat, the way that this one's gonna work is the same as the primer. We're gonna do 4 parts clear and then 1 part activator. I have my cup right here, so we're gonna go right back to 411. We're gonna ignore the last little bar, but we're gonna fill it up to 3, and then we're gonna add 1 part activator to the other 3s. It's a little loud. My dad is having someone build us a new fence, and the guy that's doing that is here now. But I'm getting ready to spray the third and last coat. I went ahead and let these sit for 10 minutes. I need them to be a little tacky in between coats. But right now I'm about to go ahead and spray the third coat like I said. After I spray this coat, that's probably much gonna be it for today's video. If you guys like today's video, don't forget to like and subscribe. Next time you guys see me, I'm gonna show you guys the door, and I'm also gonna be painting the 2 fenders and hood. So make sure you guys stay tuned for that. But until then, peace out my friends.